All right, we have a silver for Mercy. Now, when I'm thinking about, or when I'm playing Mercy, the main thing that I look at is mainly cooldowns, and not the cooldowns on the enemy team, but the cooldowns on your team. The reason why I say that is because you want to be focusing on, like, for example, if Diva's going to go in for a second, maybe you can just give her a little bit of a damage boost, see if she can get a pick easier, and then go straight back to damage boost in your Pharah. Or, for example, if you see, oops, sorry about that. Or if you see like the Zen, he's charging up some shots, maybe you can give him like a damage boost for a second and then go straight back to your Pharah right after. It's because sometimes that like amount of burst damage can get you a pick, and you can just be focused on that. As well as Genji, when he's got ultimate, I think in the lower ranks you can kind of take advantage of that and you won't die a lot. But when he goes in, you can give him a little bit of a heal boost or a damage boost or anything like that, and you'll be able to like kind of make him unkillable, especially in this rank. But it can work all the way up to diamond when Genji's ulting and you start pocketing him when he's usually ulting. And I mean, you could even pocket him after or before ulting, like just as a normal pocket. I've seen that happen like all the way in the diamond, even in like probably masters. I would assume that it could work as well. So keep that in mind.
1. Commence attack on objective C.
Sorry, I am a bit sick right now, so. But I do got to get like 4 videos out because mid-season patch comes out tomorrow. Or I do got to at least record 4 videos. Okay. So, for example, right here, not really best to position. Preferably, I'd like to see you kind of position right here, maybe look behind you for a second, and then just keep looking back where your Pharah is going, and keep like looking behind you, maybe even walk right over here for a second, peek like over there, as long as you know that your Pharah is not going to like go full send. But the reason why I'm saying that is because you got to like be constantly looking around, like around the outside or anything like that before anyone else goes in, especially if you're pocketing like around a corner and you're just holding, because you don't want, or you want to make sure like you'll know when you need to get out and when you don't need to get out. So preferably they're going to hold like, or they're going to hit a flank. And when they hit a flank, that's your cue to just like get out of there, and you can be able to rotate, probably rotate right over here. Yeah. Like, for example, your Pharah is just like sitting right over here, so that gives you some time to kind of like keep looking around, see what's going on. Nice. Unfortunately, your Pharah went in. Nothing you can really do. Your best pocket right now, since Genji's all the way across the map, Diva's diving in, so exactly what I said. Damage boost Diva for a second right there. Give her that damage boost, because look at the enemy Zen's health. Now, imagine 30% of that health already gone. That's how much health he would have decreased by if you would have damage boosted him. So, like, right there, he would have instantly died, and he would have died so much faster if you would have gave your Diva the damage boost while she went in. And now, your best option right now is, I guess, just damage boost the Zen, because you don't really want to, like, overextend. You don't want to full send in there. And Zen is overall very dangerous when he has damage boost. Bit risky. Thankfully, though, your soldier came in, was able to save the day. Probably should have recognized that like a little bit more sooner. Like, instead of, I think he like walked out of here a little bit pointless after like the Sombra died for a second. Probably could have instantly like, or you probably could have even pulled out your Glock and tried the 1v1 this Sombra right there, and then the second you notice that she's dead, you just hold this corner right here, and you keep looking for like damage, you keep looking for healing and everything like that, because where you're at right now, very dangerous, because I mean, all it takes is a couple seconds for the Orisa either to hit a javelin on you, you die instantly, or just to shoot at you, you're probably dead regardless, or for the soldier, just rotate right around here. Your best bet right now is, I guess, in a way, you could try to fly yourself up on the high ground right over here, then maybe give your soldier a little bit of a damage boost, and then just keep peeking him like in and out like this over and over again, just so your soldier is able to kind of like engage on the back line. You probably don't know that the soldier is going to be coming up, so giving him just that damage boost right over here, that would allow him to kill the Mercy a lot more sooner as well. But in this case right here, good res. I'll give you credit for that res. Just keep in mind, higher ranks, you're probably going to get punished for that res, but it's good that you were staying disciplined at least, and you waited till last second. Now, Your best bet right now, though, is go over here, start damage boosting your soldier, and then kind of rotate back out this way, and then just kind of like hold right over here. You can peek him for a second, and then don't peek him for like a second, and then peek him for a second, and then don't peek him for a second. You'll still maintain that beam connection.
I'm on fire.
Nice.
Activating healing stream.
Ping. You should be also looking for pings on like players that are looking on off angles and everything like that. So for example, if you saw the Zen right up there, you should be able to ping, because I mean all you're really doing is just paying or holding a beam onto somebody. So that gives you a chance to like overall go around and look for more stuff to do. For example, look for like off angles and everything like that. Exactly what I was explaining right over here. Go look around, look for what's going on the outside, as well as paying attention to your team, so you can give them like some more access and everything like that. As well as, for example, right here, you don't want to be healing your diva. Your diva's already like basically full health. You can damage your booster for like a second, and then you instantly got to go and heal everybody else on your team. Right there, perfect. As well as look at your positioning, kind of out in the wide open like that. Preferably, I'd like to kind of even see like maybe just even position yourself like right over here, or even fly yourself like right up here. Maybe play yourself like right over here. You can get like a little bit of peek so you can understand what's going on. I don't think you're gonna die like super fast unless you're in like Masters. If you are allowed to like gain like a little bit of a peek to understand the situation that's going on and everything like that. So once again, look where you're positioning. You don't want to be like exactly where your Zen is, for example, because I mean it's kind of just sitting out in the wide open. You want to always be like holding a corner or something like that. Like you can hold like right here, also right here, and then I mean even right here works. This is probably the worst out of the three, I'd say.
Objective captured.
Maybe this one would be a little bit worse as well, just so you might accidentally get like killed by random span fire.
Hit him hard.
Okay, so look where you're positioned as well. Like you're way out in the open. As Mercy, you don't want to be out in the open. But I mean, honestly, what you could do is you could take massive advantage of this, and you could probably ult, since you are in Silver 4. You can fly like right around here, and then you can get the res, and then kind of like peek yourself right over here. I don't think the Orisa would javelin you, so sorry about that. Throat's just hurting a little bit.
You call it?
But yeah, you should be able to get the res off as soon as you're able to ult that. As well as this would be a pretty okay time to like engage in with an ult. You'd be able to give them a lot of damage. Now, unfortunately, though, it's a little bit too late, so you are able to get the res off, but best bet is probably just gonna wait for the rest of your team to rotate.
You help me.
This is a moment where it's okay to heal, just because you have all your players like that, or all of your players are like kind of just regrouping and everything like that. Now, what you should be doing is you should be looking for an ult. For example, right there, as well as your soldier even ulted that, and you didn't even like look at him for 1 second. You didn't even look at him for like 1 second, so pay attention to like who's ulting on your team and who's not ulting on your team. If you would have ulted your soldier right there, damage boost with soldier ult is extremely broken, especially in silver. So you can take massive advantage of that, and you'd be able to damage boost them.
Activating self-destruct sequence.
As well as soon as, I mean, honestly, it's a little too late now. Unfortunately, you weren't able to cap that.
You really need treatment.
So just, I mean, I guess just regroup now. Yeah, you definitely should have ulted there at least one time. If you would have ulted that, you probably would have been able to gain, like, there's a good chance that you probably could have even won that, to be honest. If you ult and then res that Genji right there, and then, I mean, you would have been, like, pretty good. As well as, once again, what I'm talking about with ulting and everything like that. The second you heard your Genji ult, you can instantly ult and heal and just straight up just pocket the Genji. I guarantee you the Genji probably would have survived that. Genji got 2 kills. Unfortunately, he died, but he probably could have gotten like 3 or 4 right there if he would have ulted that and ult him out. Or you wouldn't even need to ult him. You just would have like sent it straight at him. But preferably though ulting, because you probably have a higher ability to survive that.
Activating healing stream. Help me.
Oh no. Unfortunate. Preferably I wouldn't recommend, like, you saw the Sombra shoot at you and then you decided to like continue off with the res. Just a little bit of like situational awareness. I mean, I bet like the second you res that, you probably like started freaking out and you're like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. But once again, you still haven't even ulted in. I mean, you would have absolutely just like steamrolled them. I mean, this fight or even last fight.
Making a full recovery.
Like last two fights, you probably could have won that just based off your ult, because Mercy ult is very broken, especially in lower ranks, or is just very broken in lower ranks.
Behind you. This will help.
Okay. All right. Positioning once again, kind of sitting out in the open. Preferably, I wouldn't like to see you just sit out in the open like that. Just constantly thinking about cover, cover, cover. Think about where you're gonna move next to. That's something that I always pay attention to. Is the second I move to one spot, I'm like, okay, where should I be paying attention to? Where should I be moving to the next spot? And then I think about, like, even after like I go to that next spot, I'm like, okay, where can I move for the next spot? As well as doing that and paying attention to who I can damage boost, as well as paying attention to as well as paying attention to cooldowns.
To objective A.
Right by you. Boosting your damage.
Okay.
Heroes never die. Activating self-destruct sequence. You'll be fine now. Apagando las luces.
So once again, probably should have been paying attention more on like the situation that's going down right here, because I kind of like, it was kind of hard to see like what was going on, because you kind of done going like that, and then you look down, and then you look up like this, and you look down, and then you look up like that. It was kind of like hard to even tell what was going on in the situation, because it was like so chaotic. So if you look down, you could understand, like, are you able to damage boost for a second, and then are you able to go back to healing and everything like that. And I mean, if you're able to figure that out, then you'd be golden. But yeah, so you easily could have just damage boost right there. And like early on, especially when you first ult, preferably you're gonna want like damage boost first. That's usually what I do, is I look for a damage boost, and then if I need to heal for like a second, I'll heal for a second. But my main priority is like seeing as much value as I can get out of my damage boost while ulting.
I am effervescent.
I'm at the height of my performance. Supplying damage increase. Helden sterben nicht. On the objective and ready for action.
Okay. Nice. So preferably not really gonna want to target the diva with your damage boost. You're gonna target the soldier.
I could use some assistance.
As well as you might, like, if your Reaper TP's in, you might be able to give him a damage boost for a second, see if he can get like a few extra shots off with damage, or with extra damage.
Advance to objective. Match point.
Tactical visor activated.
For example, soldier ulted. Nice. I mean, you kept him alive. Probably could have gotten a little bit more value out of damage boosting him, maybe like every now and then, like for a second. Right there. Or for like a split second or anything like that. So like maybe one shot off could get a little bit of damage out. Overall, not bad. Once again, you can damage boost Reaper, or you can damage boost Soldier right there. Like if soldiers or if Reaper's going in kind of like aggressively and he TPs in, like you see that he's in the middle of the team, give him a little bit of a damage boost. Now, I'm not saying like full send at him. Just see like if you can like connect your beam to him, attempt to connect your beam. If not, preferably you're gonna want to like focus on soldier.
Feel stronger?
Match point.
I'll make sure that doesn't
Okay. Your best bet right now. Do not ult. But preferably I would like to see you damage boost the soldier a little bit more. Perfect.
Get ahead. Activating self-destruct
Into
sequence.
the iris.
Okay, look where you're at as well. In the middle of the objective, you want to play a little bit more cover. You want to play like right over here. Think about where you're going to go. Oh, they dive you. Maybe I can position myself right back here, or maybe I can position myself, honestly, preferably probably like right over here, kind of in a little bit of a tough spot. Okay.
Heroes never die.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think you really had much of a choice but to ult that.
I'm at the height of my performance.
What do you have for ults? Okay, it looks like it's gonna be nobody's gonna have ults for the final fight.
Danger at your shoulder.
Maybe their Mercy might get ult, but
Advance to objective D.
that's only if she's able to stay
We
alive.
should go to the next point.
Match point.
Healing
Okay.
stream connected.
Once again, look for the damage boost on your soldier.
The enemy is being revived.
Objective unlocked.
Tactical visor activated.
You need urgent care.
Okay. But you can get that res off if you want.
Power.
Nice.
Helden sterben nicht.
Securing the objective.
Okay. Once again, damage boost soldier. Damage boost in the tank isn't really like maximum value. Okay. I mean, even right here, which would be good, is damage boost in the Reaper.
Self-destruct sequence.
Let's focus on that.
Team kill.
All right, nice. So overall, your target priority with your damage boost definitely needs a lot to work on. Like there's definitely like a lot of opportunities where you can like damage boost better. For example, like this exact moment right here, you see the two players shooting at him. Who's got the higher chance of killing? Soldier. Soldier's probably got the higher chance of killing. I would damage boost the soldier. Let the soldier be able to kill the Mercy right there. If the diva maybe like goes full send and dives at her, then you can maybe damage boost her for a second. But preferably, you're gonna want to damage boost the soldier right there. There's a lot of times where you're just kind of like sitting on the tank, like way too long with damage boost. Preferably, I only look for like tank cooldowns, for example. So, for example, if the diva goes in, uses her micro missiles and everything like that, and she dives a player, give her a damage boost, let the beam go with her for a second, and then let it disconnect on its own. And then you go back to like maybe damage boosting the soldier or something like that. Reaper, if he goes in, you can give him damage boost, or if he's like point blank in front of like one or two players, you can damage boost him. It gives him more. It gives himself, I believe, more healing, as well as, I mean, he's able to get 30% more damage, which is a really good amount. So just pay attention to that. Like, you want to focus on like your target priority massively. That's what carries games, is your target priority. With your connection beam, as well as while you're ulting, like constantly look for ults too while you're ult, or when you have ult as well. You took like way too long in the beginning. That's the reason why you almost lost this game, was because, I mean, you just weren't ulting. Ulting like as Mercy in like silver, gold is like extremely broken, because a lot of players can't kill a Mercy up in the air, and on top of that, that's a lot of healing that's going off and a lot of damage that can go off too. So yeah, I mean, Mercy's really broken. I mean, once you start getting into like, I'd say maybe high plat, low diamond, I want to say that's where ulting isn't like as extremely effective as it is in low rank. But yeah, anyway, just pay attention to the target priority. Preferably, you're gonna like see like what cooldowns are going off. So for example, Zen charges up all of his charges up his shot. give him damage boost for a second. That gives him 30% more damage on each of those balls, and that allows him to do a lot more damage. And he can get a lot more if he can get a lot of an easier pick if you damage boost him for a second and then go back damage boost somebody else. The way that I mainly played Mercy, and I was like a really good Mercy back in season 3. I was like genuinely crazy with Mercy. And I feel like the reason why I was so good with Mercy was because I could tell when one of my players on my team were going to use one of their cooldowns, and I was able to give them some damage boost, and they were able to get picks way easier. So pay attention to that, as well as you can pull out Mercy's Glock every now and then, get out a little bit of damage. I saw you do it towards the end just to kill the sim turrets. That was actually pretty good because I don't think, since it's silver 4, I don't think your team probably would have even looked at them for a second. That's good awareness right there. As well as even in your ult, that's usually the moment where you can probably get more value out with your Glock, for example, like while you're damage boosting and everything like that. Kind of go in, you see a player that's like half health or anything like that, you can pull out your Glock for a second, zoom at him, kill him real quick, and then go back and then focus on damage boosting once again and everything like that. So just keep that in mind that you can pull out your Glock. It does a lot of damage. Its hitbox like rate is like ridiculous. But yeah, anyway though, I hope this video helped you out, and I'll see you later.